huge crash behind him as well on the start and finish straight.
From 5 bikes disappearing before turn 1.
There's contact. There is big contact. We've got 4 or 5 riders.
To races that fell apart at 160 miles per hour.
Oh no! There's a huge crash.
No, that's
Huge
awful.
crash.
Oh goodness me.
Huge crash.
This is 15 minutes of pure chaos in MotoGP, and it escalates fast. Turn 1 at Catalonia has a reputation. It's wide, it's quick, and it's incredibly unforgiving. Everyone thinks they've got room, but that thought disappears quicker than Michael Bublé at the end of Christmas. Take 2023 for instance.
Oh, there's contact. There is big contact. We've got 4 or 5 riders down.
Oh no!
Bagnaya's gone down.
And it's Bender that runs over the leg of Bagnaia.
There's going to be a red flag. There has to be a red flag.
Well, that escalated quickly, after Paddock's Sunday plans just evaporated before Sector 1 even got a look in. Of course, with 6 riders going down and 2 of them unable to compete in the race any further. Out came the red flag. By the end of the race, there were a whopping 5 retirees that didn't make the distance. Catalonia really is the gift that keeps on giving, because it's not the last time we'll see some carnage here. There's plenty more to come. And while that chaotic start felt sudden, the next one had some serious shock value. Motegi in 05 was already tense before a single light went out. The 125cc title fight was tight, margins were thin, and Thomas Luthi arrived in Japan as the championship leader with a target on his back. After a clean start and a clean race, he sat in second place behind his championship rival Kallio with only 5 laps remaining. But as he rounded the final corner, everything went horribly wrong.
Oh, he's gone, it's Thomas Luthi. Oh, and there's a huge crash behind him as well on the start and finish straight. Luthi is down and crawling across the track.
Utter nightmare fuel for both Luthi and Gadea. Luthi's race was done the moment he hit the deck, but with his bike stranded right in the racing line, Sergio Gadea had absolutely nowhere to go. Thank fuck they both lived to tell the tale, because it could have been a lot worse than it was. And if you're Luthi, in a weird way, you're thankful that that crash happened when it did. Reason being, with only 5 laps left of the 21-lap race, a flag meant the race wouldn't resume. It also meant that the final standings were given based on positions the lap before the red flag. So, despite the crash, Luthi finished second in Japan, which crucially kept him in the lead of the championship, and given he took the championship by a measly 5 points come the end of the season, this result proved to be crucial. Pure chaos in the race and pure chaos in the championship battle. But if you thought that bit was insane, the next one totally and utterly redefined the meaning of opening lap mayhem. And for that, we're at Silverstone, which, if we're being honest, is always a lottery. It's wide, it's fast, and it encourages riders to believe overtakes are possible basically everywhere. Coming into race day, the big talking point was pace at the front. Fabio Quartararo had been electric all weekend. The Yamaha clearly hooked up, while Ducati arrived expecting to be right in the fight with Dovizioso. On paper, it had the makings of a proper scrap, but that optimism was short-lived.
Away we go.
Quartararo's down! Is that Dovizioso?
I think it is!
There's fire from the Ducati.
Yeah, that's 2 race-winning bikes gone before the opening lap even really got started. Quartararo loses the front early. Dovizioso has absolutely nowhere to go. Both riders out. And just like that, Silverstone flips on its head. With 2 major contenders removed, the race resets. The pace steadies, strategies change, and suddenly the focus shifts to 2 of the riders who did survive the chaos, Marc Marquez and Alex Rins. There wasn't any panic, just patience. Lap after lap positioning, pressuring, and just waiting for the tiniest mistake.
He's going through it. What a move. They're side by side again though. Marquez goes through, he takes the inside line. Can he get the Honda stop though? They're side by side, unbelievable. Rins is off the circuit almost.
And just when you think Marquez has got it in the bag, Rins pulls this out of nowhere.
Around the final corner, Rins is going to have another look. Surely not around. He's got the drive. He's going to do it. Unbelievable. Rins has poached it. Unbelievable.
That is honest to God the shit dreams are made of right there. Rins got the drive, threw everything at it, and came up 0.013 seconds clear of Marquez across the line. From early eliminations to a photo finish, Silverstone delivered chaos at both ends of the race. And if that felt dramatic, the next race didn't wait until the checkered flag to deliver. It detonated the moment some unexpected rain hit some unexpected riders. Portimao is a circuit that already keeps riders guessing on a good day. Blind crests, big elevation changes, and corners that tighten just when you don't want them to. Normally it rewards confidence, but it punishes hesitation brutally. Kinda how I'll punish your hesitation brutally if you don't like the video, and subscribe if you haven't already. On race day in 2022, conditions were dry, tires were slick, and everyone in Moto2 lined up expecting a fairly straightforward day out. The kind where you settle in, feel the grip, build some rhythm, and get after the result. Only that was far from what actually happened, because midway through the race, the heavens decided they had other ideas.
It's raining. It's raining. It's pouring with rain. The top three men have all gone down.
They're all down.
They're all going down. Oh, dear me. This has got to be stopped.
The absolute definition of mid-race chaos, ladies and gentlemen. 11 bikes went down in the same corner after rain suddenly hit that section of the track, catching the entire pack on slicks with zero warning and zero grip. The race was immediately red flag. Half the field was wiped out in one hit, and Portimao instantly reminded everyone that sometimes chaos doesn't gradually build like a simmering pot on a stove. It simply explodes onto the scene. And while that felt pretty unfair in all honesty, let me show you some crazy shit that can still happen when the sun's out and the track's dry. Mandalika is still one of the great unknowns on the MotoGP calendar. It's fast in places, narrow in others, and the grip level can change corner to corner depending on heat, rubber, and how brave you feel in that lap. Some drivers love it.
Monumental, a massive victory in Mandalika for Pecco Bagnaia. Phenomenal Fermin Aldeguer here in the Grand Prix of Indonesia. What a performance.
Some drivers hate it.
Whoa! Wow! Oh, dearie me. Unbelievable.
Add in a long run to turn 1, a packed grid, and riders desperate to make early ground, and the circuit can become a bit of a trust exercise. On race day in 2024, the tension was obvious. Everyone knows Mandalika rewards aggression early, but only if you survive the opening sector. And after the lights went out, some riders paid the ultimate price.
Right, a crash at the back. We've got a KTM down, Alex Marquez, and Elijah Spargaro down there too.
4 bikes wiped out in one hit, all funneled into the same piece of asphalt with nowhere to go once the first contact was made. The impact forced an immediate response, reshuffled the running order, and completely changed how the rest of the field approached the remaining lap. It was a classic reminder that in MotoGP, the race doesn't start on lap 1. Sometimes it ends there. And while that chaos unfolded in seconds, the next bit didn't wait for the lights to go out at all. It arrived before the race had even properly begun. We're back in Japan 17 years after the 125cc incident we saw earlier. Only this time it's the big boys and the big bikes. What hasn't changed though is the fact that this is a championship pressure cooker. Coming into Japan, Bagnaia was clawing back a points deficit. Quartararo was hanging on to the lead by his fingernails, and Espargaro sat third in the standings, knowing he needed everything to go right. Meanwhile, Marc Marquez had just put it on pole, immediately raising eyebrows. And then, before the race even got going, Motegi throws its first punch.
Alex
Espargaro at the end of the warm-up lap. Big story emerging here then in Japan.
Far from ideal, Espargaro's bike problem forced him into a last-second scramble, a bike swap, and a pit lane start. Exactly what you don't want when you're fighting for a world championship. Lights go out, chaos starts brewing.
Lights out, and we're underway here at MotoGP. Japan 2022, really good start from pole position.
It's Brad Binder who leads it, then out of turn 1 he got past Marc Marquez.
Marquez, on the other hand, immediately going backwards. Motegi had flipped the script again. As the laps ticked down, the championship picture tightened. Bagnaia and Quartararo found themselves locked together on track, not fighting for the win, but fighting each other. And then came the utter shock value of the final lap.
Can you believe it? On Fabio Quartararo. He almost collected Fabio Quartararo as well there.
That is a title fight detonating in real time. Miller cruises to victory, Quartararo survives, and the championship pendulum swings hard. All because Motegi refused to behave. And while that chaos was sparked before the race even started, the next didn't need a title fight at all. It just needed rain, courage, and absolutely no mercy. In 2018, we're in Valencia, the pointy end of the calendar at a track with tight corners, short laps, and nowhere to hide. And when it rains here, you better fucking watch yourself, because on race day, it was proper wet. Standing water in places, grip changing corner by corner. From the moment the bikes rolled off the grid, it was clear this was gonna be survival of the fittest. But Valencia had other plans.
It's Petrucci, the rear just came round at him.
Oh, Marquez has gone down as well!
Do you know what?
Do you know we could see a stop to this
I
race?
don't think we're going to be far off from a red flag here.
Oh,
no,
he's gone down.
That almost could be
sprinted round to a 360 on him.
Oh, so it's Vinales, big time at turn 13, he's gone down.
That bike is wrecked.
Oh, there was Franco Morbidelli's
what
hopes
a
gone.
shame for Franco. He was having a fantastic race.
Oh,
Another horrible
That's the
crash.
Petrucci Vinales job all over again, isn't it?
Yeah, this one didn't discriminate. Several riders failed to make the distance. Marquez went down, Vinales went down, others slipping, sliding, disappearing one by one as the race chewed through the field. And when the chaos finally settled, the result felt almost unreal. No Honda, no Yamaha, not a single one in the top 3 for the first time in decades. Instead, KTM stood on a Premier Class podium for the first time in their MotoGP history with Pol Espargaro on a day where simply staying upright was an achievement in itself. Valencia didn't scramble the order, it rewrote it completely. It was truly chaos pushed to the max over the course of an entire race. But the carnage that comes next came thick, and it came fast. In 2023, the Indian GP made its inaugural appearance on the calendar, and it came with some brand new variables: wide track, long straights, heavy braking zone, and crucially, a turn 1 that invites optimism before chewing it up and spitting it back out. Moto2 riders rolled onto the grid knowing one thing for sure: if you survive the opening corner, you're already ahead of the curve. But it's safe to say that there were a few that didn't take that to heart, because when the lights went out, there was too much speed, too many bikes, and simply not enough space.
Oh, we've got lots of riders further back.
Over makes contact with Ramirez. They then hit harder on the outside.
5 riders wiped out in one hit in what was a full-blown opening lap mess that instantly forced race control into damage limitation mode. For some riders, the weekend was over in less than 30 seconds. For everyone else, the tone was set loud and clear. Chaos will find you if you're overconfident in the subcontinent. But if you think one red flag is enough drama for a Sunday afternoon, wait until you see what happens when the chaos refuses to stay contained to a single restart. Yeah, you heard that right. And for that, we're at the Circuit of the Americas in 2021 for the Moto3 race. Now, this track is brutal at the best of times. It's fast, it's bumpy, and it punishes hesitation harder than almost anywhere else on the calendar. And in Moto3, where the margins are already microscopic, it's a recipe for trouble. Come Sunday, tensions were already high. The field was stacked, slipstreaming was guaranteed, and everyone knew the start would be absolutely frantic, going up that huge hill into turn 1. And sure enough, it didn't take long for riders to get their elbows out. Midway through the race, the mistakes started appearing. First, one rider goes down.
Oh dear, that's Philip Salach.
Yes.
Then another.
Oh, we've lost Declan Nellick.
Red flags are out.
Race control had no choice but to wave the red flag. Alright, deep breath, restart. Second start, same track, same riders, same chaos waiting in the wings. We've seen a couple bodies go down already, but nothing, and I mean nothing, will prepare you for what is about to happen.
Oh no! There's a huge crash!
No, that's
Huge
awful.
crash!
Oh, goodness me.
Huge crash. I think it was Alcoba. Alcoba lost control. Mino with nowhere to go. This will be another red flag.
A 4-rider incident at terrifying speed on the straight. Bikes and bodies scattered everywhere, and a second red flag to cap off one of the messiest Moto3 races in recent memory. Kota didn't just test racecraft that day. It tested nerves, safety measures, and basic survival instincts. It's a miracle all 3 of those riders were literally able to walk away from that mess after coming off their bikes north of 160 miles an hour. Scary, scary stuff. After all of that, the chaos simply refuses to stop, because the next chapter takes us back to where this all began. I promised you it would. It's time to head back to Catalonia. In 2006, this place was already earning a reputation for the first corner insanity we know it for today. A long run from the grid, a wide entry, multiple racing lines. Coming into race day, the field was stacked. Front runners everywhere you looked. Championship implications already bubbling. And when 20-odd MotoGP bikes launch towards the same braking zone at full tilt, the margin for error becomes more or less non-existent. And on this particular Sunday, well, I'll let the footage do the talking.
Oh, one of the Ducatis is gonna. Both the Ducatis have gone down. Pedrosa also down. Randy de Prunier is also there.
What the actual fuck happened there? 6 bikes wiped out straight away. The collision left race control with no choice. Immediate red flag. And it had to be. I mean, there were bodies, bikes, and debris everywhere. Gibernal broke his collarbone and had a concussion. Melandri was knocked unconscious, had a dislocated shoulder, as well as severe neck trauma. Capirossi was knocked out and suffered a bruised abdomen too. Catalonia didn't just deliver chaos that day, it defined it. It was a brutal reminder that in MotoGP, no amount of experience, reputation, coordination or preparation can save you when the smallest of touches can cause a crash that bad. We started with chaos that feels recent. We end with chaos that still echoes through the sport. If you want to see the worst of the worst in terms of crashes for every current MotoGP rider, click here. And as always, thank you for watching.